These are the 10 most iconic photos in history that changed the world. 1. The Steerage by Alfred Stieglitz. Alfred Stieglitz's photograph The Steerage, taken in 1907, is a seminal work in the history of photography, marking a pivotal shift towards modernism and the embrace of straight photography. Captured aboard the SS Kaiser Wilhelm II during a voyage from New York to Europe, the image portrays the stark realities of steerage passengers, those in the lowest class of the ship, who were often returning to Europe after unsuccessful attempts to immigrate to the United States. This photograph not only encapsulates the immigrant narrative of the early 20th century, but also challenges the conventions of pictorialism by focusing on formal composition rather than idealized beauty, solidifying Stieglitz's legacy as a pioneer of modern photography. 2. The Place de l'Europe Gare Saint Lazare by Henri Cartier-Bresson. Henri Cartier-Bresson's photograph Place de l'Europe Gare Saint Lazare, taken in 1932, is a striking representation of the spontaneity and dynamism that characterize his work, encapsulating the essence of the decisive moment. The image captures a man joyfully leaping over a flooded area outside the Gare Saint Lazare in Paris, seemingly frozen in midair just before his heel touches the water, while his reflection ripples below. This image not only reflects the bustling life of 1930s Paris, but also embodies Cartier-Bresson's belief in photography as a medium that can encapsulate the interplay of chance and timing, making it one of his most celebrated works. 3. The Lunch Atop a Skyscraper. Lunch Atop a Skyscraper, taken in 1932, is an iconic black and white photograph that captures 11 construction workers casually enjoying their lunch while perched on a steel beam 850 feet above the streets of New York City during the construction of Rockefeller Center. The image, which has become emblematic of the era, showcases the workers, mostly immigrants, sitting relaxed and chatting, seemingly unfazed by the dizzying height and lack of safety measures, which starkly contrasts with the precariousness of their situation. The image has transcended its original context to symbolize the spirit of New York and the ambitious nature of its construction workers, making it one of the most recognizable photographs in American history. 4. The Migrant Mother by Dorothea Lange. Dorothea Lange's Migrant Mother, captured in 1936, is a poignant and iconic photograph that epitomizes the struggles faced by migrant workers during the Great Depression, particularly those affected by the Dust Bowl. The image features Florence Owens Thompson, a destitute mother of 7, who is depicted with a deeply expressive face that conveys a mix of worry, resilience, and maternal concern as she shelters her children under a makeshift tent in a pea pickers camp in Nipomo, California. The photograph, which was initially titled Destitute Pea Pickers in California, captures not only the immediate plight of Thompson and her children, but also serves as a broader commentary on the economic despair of the era. 5. The Roaring Lion by Yousuf Karsh. Yousuf Karsh's The Roaring Lion, captured in 1941, is a powerful black and white portrait of British Prime Minister Winston Churchill that has become one of the most iconic images of the 20th century. Taken shortly after Churchill delivered a stirring speech to the Canadian Parliament, the photograph showcases Churchill's formidable presence, characterized by his intense gaze and defiant posture, which convey a sense of strength and determination during World War II. This striking image not only symbolizes Britain's resilience against Nazi Germany, but also played a significant role in shaping public perception of Churchill's leadership, as it was widely reproduced in newspapers, magazines, and even on currency. 6. The Albert Einstein by Arthur Sasse. Arthur Sasse's photograph of Albert Einstein, taken on March 14, 1951, captures a playful and candid moment that has since become one of the most iconic images of the renowned physicist. The image was shot as Einstein was leaving his 72nd birthday celebration at the Princeton Club, where he had been surrounded by admirers and photographers throughout the evening. The photograph not only reflects Einstein's character, but also transformed public perception of him, allowing the world to see the lighter, more human side of the genius behind the theory of relativity. 7. The Marilyn Monroe by Sam Shaw. Sam Shaw's 1954 photograph of Marilyn Monroe, famously known as the flying skirt image, captures a whimsical yet iconic moment during the filming of The 7-Year Itch in New York City. The photograph features Monroe standing over a subway grate, her white dress billowing upwards due to the gust of air from below, an image that playfully emphasizes her femininity and charm. This scene was originally scripted in the film, where Monroe's character, a glamorous neighbour, becomes the object of infatuation for a middle-aged publishing executive. The photograph not only showcases Monroe's playful personality, but also solidified her status as a cultural icon, becoming one of the most reproduced images in history. 8. The Abbey Road by Iain Macmillan. Iain Macmillan photograph of Abbey Road, taken on August 8, 1969, is one of the most iconic images in music history, serving as the cover for the Beatles' final studio album. The photo features the band members, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney and George Harrison, walking across a zebra crossing outside the EMI studios on Abbey Road in London. This photograph not only solidified the Beatles' cultural legacy, but also became a symbol of the 1960s, influencing countless artists and photographers in the decades that followed. The image's enduring popularity is reflected in its frequent reproduction and its status as a defining representation of the band and the era. 9. The Afghan Girl by Steve McCurry. Steve McCurry's photograph, The Afghan Girl, taken in 1984, features a striking portrait of Sharbat Gula, a young Afghan refugee living in the Nasir Bagh refugee camp in Pakistan during the Soviet-Afghan War. With her piercing green eyes and haunting expression framed by a vibrant red headscarf, Gula's image became emblematic of the suffering and resilience of Afghan refugees, capturing the attention of the world when it was published on the cover of National Geographic in June 1985. The photograph not only highlighted the plight of Afghan refugees, but also sparked a broader conversation about the human impact of war and displacement. 10. The Hindenburg by the Sam Scheer. Sam Scheer's photograph of the Hindenburg disaster, taken on May 6, 1937, is a dramatic and historically significant image that captures the moment the German airship Hindenburg burst into flames while attempting to land at Lakehurst, New Jersey. The photograph, characterized by its stark contrast between the raging flames and the darkening sky, became an iconic representation of the dangers of air travel and the end of the airship era. It was widely published and contributed to a public outcry about airship safety, ultimately influencing the decline of dirigible travel. Scheer's image remains a poignant reminder of the tragic event and has secured its place in the annals of photojournalism as one of the most impactful photographs of the 20th century. Please let us know if you have any favorite photos to be reviewed. Thank you for watching.